to revolutionize healthcare in the next 20 years. So when somebody who has been a researcher for 40 plus years, one of the top 5 epigeneticists in the world on human longevity, his specialty is studying what he calls supercentenarians, people that live routinely past 100 years. He says this is going to revolutionize my entire research and revolutionize human health in the next 20 years. And so that's the kind of thing we're dealing with. That is something that is absolutely groundbreaking and breakthrough. And I'm going to share the next slide with you. But before I do, well, actually, this is the same website, pubmed.gov. If you go to pubmed.gov and you type in Protamin, the name of our supplement, you will see that we have 8 peer-reviewed and published studies in journals like the Journal of Free Radical Biology and Medicine, like the Journal of the American Heart Association on right ventricular failure, and on the Journal of Enzyme Research. So it's hard science, reputable and prestigious science, and there's 8 studies published. There's over 20 studies underway as we speak at relative stages of completion that will eventually make it into the journals as well. So we have an incredibly validated product in a time where we need it more than ever, and it's an absolute medical breakthrough. Because I don't know about you, but I've learned a lot of things, and once I know something that's changed my life, I can't unlearn that. But it puts me in a position to make a decision on something. So I'm just going to ask you guys to make a decision before you leave on what does this information do to you? Does it trigger some thought process? Does it put people's names into your head? Does it give you some inspiration to make a change in somebody? And it's going to be a different answer for every person. I just want you to be thinking of that. So let's talk about your options. We know that antioxidants, for quite some time, have been the remedy that we utilize to neutralize free radicals. In fact, I've heard Dr. Skip Campbell say many times, you can't walk into a grocery store and swing a dead cat by the tail without hitting an antioxidant somewhere. I don't know what the significance of that is necessarily. I've never tried it. I guess it just means that there's a lot of them. Okay? So, and then what that option is, or that variation, is the direct antioxidants, the one you see on the left, that work on a 1-to-1 ratio. Meaning that when you eat your blueberries or your pomegranates or your mangosteen or acai berry or amalaki or red wine or dark chocolate or whatever your choice is, vitamin E, vitamin D, you can utilize these things only at the efficiency of 1-to-1. Meaning they work in your blood. You're taking them into your body, you're breaking them down, they're in your bloodstream, and one molecule of that, let's say blueberry, will in fact attach itself to a free radical and neutralize that free radical on a suicide mission. It's used up as well. So you need to eat more antioxidants in the form of blueberries. If you were to take on the goal here, and this is just now, raise your hand if you're breathing. It's unanimous. Everyone in the room is breathing. Well, if you're breathing because you're breathing in oxygen, you may have noticed that the word oxidative stress is the root word. It comes from oxygen. If you're breathing, you're creating free radicals by design. It's normal. It's natural. If you're eating food, and some of your stomachs I've been hearing, and some of you guys are satisfied, but I know at least most of you are eating, at least once a day. If you're eating, you're also creating free radicals. Some of you may be kind of assuming going, okay, well, so you mean to tell me that eating and breathing, which are normal, create free radicals? Yeah, that's in fact what I'm telling you. But you have a defense system against that, which are enzymes in your body. The question is, are they working and are they up to the task? Well, if you're using the 1-to-1 ratio, you're way behind the 8 ball here. You can never consume enough of these things to make a noticeable difference and slow the aging process. Now, if your blueberries was your method, you would have to eat 15 pounds of blueberries every day just to neutralize the effects of breathing and eating. 15 pounds. Now, you may try that in one day, but there's a porcelain seat in your home you're going to be on for the next 3 probably. I don't advocate that option. There's a much better way. It's the antioxidant enzymes, the indirect antioxidant enzymes produced by the very cells of your body. Now, again, raise your hand if you're a healthcare provider. Anybody know how many cells are in the human body? What was the answer? Close. 100 trillion. Did you say 100? Yeah, she said 100 trillion. So you were perfect. Exactly right. 100 trillion cells in your body. We are simply the byproduct of our cells. If they're functioning properly, we have optimal health. There's no way to get away from that equation. So when your cells, all 100 trillion of them, rise to the occasion to handle the load of the free radical damage that you're experiencing, it works on a 1-to-1 million ratio. But it's a catalytic reaction. If you remember back from 7th grade chemistry, a catalyst is involved in an equation or a reaction, but it's not used up in the reaction. So one molecule of an enzyme like SOD produced by your cells will in fact neutralize 1,000,000 free radicals per second, every second, in every one of your 100 trillion cells. That is your innate design. If you're on Protandem, just one tablet a day, it maximizes that benefit, which means it's literally 1,000,000 times stronger. Now, there may be people in this room that have heard of the acronym ORAC. ORAC means Oxygen Radical Absorbance Capacity. It's how they measure the antioxidants on the left. It's measured in your blood. But free radical damage or oxidative stress is not a circulatory problem. It's not a problem in your blood. It's a problem in your cells. And so if it's measured in an area where it doesn't make a difference, the value doesn't make a difference. But when the damage is being done in your cells and the benefit is in your blood and it's only a 1-to-1 ratio, sorry, it's just not working all that well. That's not my opinion. That's scientifically validated. So you need the benefit in your cells where the damage is happening. That's what Protandem offers. So when we look at this, there's a flaming house in the middle there. That's analogous to the free radical load that every one of you undergo every day if, again, you are breathing and eating, and it looks like all of you are. The question is, what are you doing to extinguish that house fire? Again, this is, again, an analogy. If you gave a couple kids some squirt guns and said, have at it, that's like your blueberries, your vitamin E, your pomegranates, your mangosteens, and things like that. Now, maybe you put out some fire and feel some benefit. Sure. But your house is still on fire. You're still aging. That's the problem. Versus the indirect antioxidant, and again, this is a blood and in the cell comparison here. It's like having a team of firefighters with high-powered hose in all 100 trillion of your cells, and there's millions of them in each cell. You're going to put that house out very quickly. That's the difference, again, between scientific validity and someone's opinion with a bunch of hype behind it. And that's not what you're going to get here. You don't see me with one of those things. You don't see me with pom-poms. I'm not going to do a backflip, and I'm not going to say some kind of funky rhyme on the sidelines, because I'm not here to give you all of that. I'm here to educate you and allow you to make your own decision.